TTI is passionate about solving interview challenges. So we've witnessed with our clients that there are a tremendous amount of issues associated with the interview process. And it's neglected often in organizations, but it's where the most important hiring decisions are made. People make decisions instinctually. People don't necessarily standardize the process. They don't actually engage with managers. And I think that there's a lot of fundamental issues in how we interview, why we interview, how we structure interviews, how we get back to candidates. And it's unfortunate because a lot of organizations rely on hiring the best people to basically be successful. What's the problem TTI is trying to solve? We're trying to solve challenges associated with the interview process. Obviously, a lot of organizations have underinvested in that process. You have a tremendous amount of issues with conducting interviews, whether it's not having standardization in that process where it's necessary, not getting back to candidates fast enough, and losing great candidates throughout that process, not really understanding why you make decisions. A lot of decisions are made instinctually. There's the whole psychology behind like attracts like or like hires like, which limits diversity and opportunity within organizations. There's coordination challenges, being able to screen a lot of candidates in an efficient block of time. And so TTI was created to solve a lot of these challenges plus more and really listen to our clients to do that. What's it like to work here? I know it's a cliche, but people party hard first and work hard. No, it's the complete opposite. People work hard first and then party hard. What's amazing about our culture is that everyone has this caring gene, and it's the most important question that I ask during the interview process. I want people to work at TTI who legitimately care about the end user, care about our clients, care about the interview process. So they have to have a passion for talent acquisition. They have to have a passion for the interview process itself and solving those challenges, or else they're not going to be a good fit here. That's also why we hire a lot of former or recovering recruiters because they've done the job, they understand the pain points, they're still in love with the industry, but they don't necessarily want to work in the industry on the corporate side or the agency side. They want to be in a technology startup. They want that meritocracy, that flat hierarchy. We have a totally open floor plan. People, everybody in the organization, our entire exec team is incredibly accessible. We're all about acknowledgement of where we can always get better, which has really created this sense of I want to do better, not just for myself, but for the future of Take the Interview and for our clients. So that's that whole concept of Kaizen that we keep talking about, that continuous learning, always trying to improve yourself and improve the process of your clients. So I would say that pervades everybody and everything, and we have a lot of fun doing it. So I'm really, really proud, probably more than anything else that I've done in my life. It's the culture that we've created at TTI that makes me excited to wake up every day. So what are the largest challenges we're seeing in the marketplace right now? So there are a tremendous number of challenges, and not every single company has the same challenges, and some have more than others. But I'll just go through the ones that are top of mind. One of the biggest challenges that I hear about all the time is coordination. A lot of recruiters really need to be doing other things, and I guess this will get into when we talk a little bit more about the future of the recruiter, but I think that it's better to have recruiters be more proactive with attraction, engagement, being able to get various candidates into the funnel, but they spend a lot of time doing administrative work. And so a lot of that is coordinating schedules, chasing down managers for feedback. I hear from a lot of organizations that it's tough to keep hiring managers accountable when they're traveling, when they're in different time zones. The whole concept of, did you like George? Did you like Mary? And a thumbs up or thumbs down in the hallway is not sufficient to be able to practice the whole process of continuous learning. And it doesn't help recruiters continually identify what that hiring manager really needs for that type of role. So if you're not getting active feedback in a standardized way from managers, you can't be better at what you do. So we definitely hear that that's a problem. Standardization in the process when you have decentralized models, so being able to keep the quality of the types of candidates that are coming in through the funnel becomes a tremendous challenge when you have a centralized office and then decentralized hiring practices. So one of the things that we aim to do is help organizations have better insight to that. Another thing that I hear about all the time is how much people hate their applicant tracking system, which is kind of funny because we are technology and we need to play nicely with applicant tracking systems. So to always be integrating with a product that people hate seems kind of counterintuitive, but we do our best to make people's lives better, even though we have to partner with a lot of these ATSs. I hope I don't get killed for saying that. But a lot of people just don't like to use technology because it's difficult to understand and they don't have the same usability as a system like Take the Interview. And then the last thing that I hear all the time is analytics. Just really understanding the metrics. It's very difficult to get these reports and these analytics from the ATS. And so they're looking to other means. We've met so many organizations that you would be surprised that they still use manual processes. They still use Excel to document funnel metrics, to document source of hire, really trying to understand that and extract that and be able to use that to make better decisions over time is a huge challenge, particularly for the directors and the VPs that I talk to. So those are some of the things that I hear. Sorry, one more. Definitely the supply and demand of certain top talent. And obviously the market has started to tighten a bit. And so for technical roles, for very specific niche or purple squirrel roles, sourcing is definitely an issue. People have a lot of issues sometimes with stodgier brands or older brands. And so being able to excite a lot of engineers and excite top talent to not want to go to Google or not want to go to the next startup and come to their company is a problem that I hear about all the time. Yeah, they have these real problems. And we'd love to be able to build a product that solves all of those. I know some of them are harder than others. Like, we can't help you source technical talent, but we may be able to change or reframe the way technical talent thinks about your process if you apply technology, potentially, right? So where is recruiting heading and what's the next generation of solutions? So I think that the recruiter every single day is getting a lot smarter. I've been incredibly impressed and taken aback by how passionate some of the leaders of talent that we work with are, how progressive they are, and how they want to use technology in a really smart way. And then the recruiters that are working with them, who will likely be those leaders of talent in the future, the next generation, they're really relying heavily on more data. So I see recruiters being much more analytical or mathematical than they have been in the past, but using the right metrics to make decisions. I definitely see them being more of a partner in the future. We had spoken about yesterday the role of the recruiter being more attraction, engagement, and internal mobility. I definitely see that. I think as you start to see that top talent, it's harder to recruit them. The attraction piece is paramount, but in some respects, they almost have to be marketers. They have to really get to the essence of what is that company's culture, what is the brand, and how do I communicate that through various channels, social, online, in person, through events, what is going to resonate with my audience. AKA the prospects or the candidates that I'm looking to apply to specific roles. And so that's in many ways why they're going to become analytical, because they're going to start looking at things like, oh, well, we threw this event for female coders and we ended up getting 4 applicants for this specific rec based on that event. Obviously, that was successful based on the amount of capital we spent looking at cost per hire. So I do see the role, or the future role, of a lot of recruiters that I need being more of a marketer by leveraging various channels, because you have to. It's going to be incredibly competitive. And as I talk to our clients, they're upset because they do lose candidates, great candidates, to startups, to the Googles of the world. And these candidates are just so passionate about those roles. So it's not just about that attraction and getting them into the company, but I also think the role of the recruiter is to keep that candidate engaged throughout that hiring process. Also check in on them if they were to accept an offer to a specific role. Check in. How is the process? How is your manager? Was the hiring process exactly how we articulated it was going to be? Is the manager, is the culture what we had actually articulated in our marketing materials, in our events, on our social channels? Really understanding, is there authenticity in that process? So I think that also informs, as recruiters become smarter about what they're doing, I think that also informs the solutions that they're going to want to use. So if you're thinking about attraction, internal mobility, and you're thinking about engagement as being really the future roles of a recruiter, obviously from an attraction standpoint, video is just one major component. You need to be able to show the culture, showcase what these companies are doing, showcase the manager. So video and media, content rich, is really important. Newer websites, anything that pushes through social channels but is well managed is really important. I think for internal mobility, employee referral systems, obviously those are great solutions. Setting something up that automates that process and makes it fun and gamifies it for hiring managers is great. And then just technology that works. Because as I mentioned earlier, one of the challenges is that recruiters are spending a lot of time doing administrative tasks. If you have smart people consistently doing administrative tasks, they have less time to do the things like attract, engage, and source through internal channels. So you need to cut that crap out and be more efficient so that they can actually go back to thinking strategically.